Hello and welcome to Boxer Talk. I am Shekhar Gupta in Delhi's Somvihar, which is home to many soldiers of the past and of the present. And my guest this week, well, at a point when India is passing through what can only be described as one of its murkiest nights of the generals. I'm sorry to twist that metaphor. My guest, a most honorable one, General Jacob. Jake to friends.
How are you, Shekhar? Nice meeting you. You're an old friend for many years.
Yes, and you are one of my youngest, and we'll not remind people you're pushing 90, but you're one of the youngest people always.
Okay. So what would you like me to say?
Tell us about, these are difficult times, but many of us have missed the marvelous thing that's happened this week. The honor that Bangladesh government conferred upon you for being the key liberator of their country. Indian Army is in the need of these honors and good news stories so desperately right now.
I joined the army at a very early age in 1941. I served 5 years in World War II in the Middle East, Burma and Sumatra. I was wounded in Burma. I learnt my soldiering in World War II. It helped me a lot. The experience of World War II with all the amphibious landings and everything stood me in good stead later. But then I came back to India and took over the artillery school from the Brits and worked then to the division of the assets between India and Pakistan for the School of Artillery.
And you remember those days so much that you haven't even forgotten the DTs you used to sing as young officers.
World War II was mostly British officers in my regiment.
So tell us your favorite ones.
Oh, my favorite one is the rich what gets the pleasure. It's the poor that takes the blame. It's the same the whole world over. Isn't it a bleeding shame?
That's the troops that used to sing this.
Yeah.
And officers didn't object.
No, it was the officers who sang it.
Officers who sang it. But, Jake, Bangladesh.
Yeah.
What is it like to go to Dhaka and to be honored like this now at this age?
Well,
they haven't forgotten.
No, they haven't.
What you've done for them.
The point is that I devoted my time to the liberation of Bangladesh. I dealt with them. I helped them. I helped to raise the Mukti forces and train them. And I planned the offensive into Bangladesh. And also, I built up the logistics for the war. It was a brilliant campaign. I'm not going to say anything about myself. It is, I will quote from the Pak Army war study of the war. It says it was a brilliant textbook campaign, meticulously prepared, and overall control was enormous. Credit entirely goes to only one person, Major General JFR Jacob. That's the Pakistan
and most people don't realize that you were a Calcutta boy as well. You were a Bengali for all practical purposes.
Yeah, I'm a Calcutta boy. I was brought up in Calcutta. I went to St. Xavier's in Calcutta, a very good college.
Yeah, so you're a Bengali at heart.
At heart.
At heart.
I love Bengal, I love Calcutta, and also I'm very sympathetic to the sufferings imposed by the Pak Army onto the population of Bangladesh. They murdered, raped, they were terrible.
They were terrible.
Yeah.
And unsoldier-like.
Absolutely.
And did you say that to them when they surrendered, that you were unsoldier-like?
I will just go on, it will come later. Because I made this guy surrender in front of the people of Dhaka, a public surrender,
right.
The only one in history. Let me tell you, we planned a lightning campaign. We assessed that Pak would defend the towns. And our strategy, therefore, was to bypass the towns, not to capture any town. You know how long it takes to capture a town.
Right.
So our strategy was to go straight for the center of gravity, the geopolitical and the geostrategic heart of Bangladesh, that was Dhaka. I was under great pressure from the army headquarters to move into Bangladesh in April because the government were pushing the chief, and the chief was pushing us. I explained to him that there's no way we could move in April because we were mountain divisions, we had no bridges, we had no adequate transport, the monsoon was about to break, and we didn't have the logistics. So I was asked for a brief which I sent to Sam Manekshaw, which he read out to the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister agreed to postpone it till after 15 November.
What's your view on Sam now? Was he a good general?
I would say that he was a great character. He did a lot for the army. He restored the prestige of the army. He maintained the izzat, and he took no nonsense from politicians or the bureaucracy.
But you had differences with him.
We had very great differences. For instance, the only orders I got in writing were to take Khulna and Chittagong.
That's all.
And limited objectives. So I told them that Dhaka is the center of gravity, we must go for Dhaka. He said, no. Don't you see if Khulna falls and Chittagong falls, Dhaka will fall? I said, I don't see how that can ever happen. I said, there's no question of entry ports, the Navy will blockade them. He said, no. They will only take Khulna and Chittagong, and Dhaka is not important. So I said, oh, those were orders. So from in writing, P.C. Lal also mentions the same thing.
The then Air Chief.
Yeah, but we had differences. But I like Sam, we were friends.
Right.
And but we had professional differences. I have my own ideas. He has his own ideas. He may be right. I may be right. I don't know.
Do you have the NDTV Profit app? All the markets, all the news and your own homemade, ready-made portfolio available there for you.
We will right now answer what you should sell, what you should buy when markets are down.
Download at ndtvprofit.com/apps. Get the best app from the channel you trust.